Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Alexis Hill joins us. She's running for governor against Attorney General Aaron Ford. Here for the whole show on all new Nevada Newsmakers.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. Rev it up during the $250,000 Cash and Wheels Guaranteed giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Thousands in cash and free play every Thursday and Saturday. Drive away with a 2025 Ford Bronco or $45,000 guaranteed. Rev it up at the Carson Valley Inn.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes and on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones, and it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're delighted to welcome back to the program Alexis Hill. She is the chair of the Washoe County Commission and running for governor on the Democratic side. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here. I love chatting with you, Sam.
Well, thank you. Okay. So why? Why are you running against Aaron Ford, the Attorney General? He is the obvious candidate for the Democratic Party. You got reelected only 2 years ago to be on the Washoe County Commission. So tell me why.
I mean, this is a great question, and I think
It's
a lot of
question.
I know a lot of people are wondering, and I'm so excited to tell you why. Honestly, I am very frustrated. I want to see candidates coming up with solutions to fix our everyday problems in Nevada, and we have a fair amount of them. I grew up here, and I feel like we could do better. Nevada deserves better. And so I want to run on real issues, and that is why I'm running. Am I should, quote unquote, should I be running? Should Alexis be running? I don't know, but I am here to tell you that business as usual is not the right way to do things. Yes, I've never served in the legislature. I haven't been building up my career for 15 years to do this job, but honestly, I'm a pissed off mom who really wants to see change in this state, and I'm looking to our leadership on both sides, and I'm not seeing any solutions. And so I'm laying out with my campaign launch a lot of solutions that I want to see Nevada, be the best, most livable state in the nation. And I just don't see those happening right now.
Okay, so before we get to those, so let me just ask you the obvious question, which is, you don't think that Aaron Ford is running on real issues?
Well, you tell me. I have looked.
The way this show works is, yes. I ask the questions. If I knew anything, I wouldn't bring other people in.
Fair enough. Listen, I really respect A.G. Ford's career and service to the state. I am really grateful for the work that he's done, and I have supported him in the past, and he has supported me in the past. So it is not a personal issue necessarily. It's that what I have been seeing is that Democrats and Republicans who have not been successful in elections are not really running on issues that face everyday Americans or everyday Nevadans. And right now, I can't tell what the issues are. There are no issues on that his website, as well as our current governor. He seems like he's still running against Steve Sisolak on his website. So I am here to propose real solutions. I think if people are frustrated, which I'm hearing that they are, if they're ready for a change, I am the candidate. This is the campaign for you.
All right. So have you talked to A.G. Ford since your announcement?
No. Mm-mm.
Do you anticipate talking to him?
Of course. We'll see each other at a lot of events, I'm sure.
Okay. All right. But nothing so far. All right. So then let's start down your list of, because, one of the things about being on a county commission or city council or whatever is you're the closest to the public. Mm-hmm. And so you really do see what the issues are on a day-to-day basis. You don't have a staff of, hundreds and hundreds of people. I mean, you do have a big staff, but I mean, you're dealing with the public directly. So let's start out. What are your biggest issues?
Well, and I will tell you, being a county commissioner is the best job I've ever had. It's a joy to serve. I'm just continually frustrated because the state is the barrier for our local governments as well as our community investments. And I want to see that change. So essentially, I watched Elon Musk buy the White House, and I think a lot of people have been very frustrated by that. And a lot of that was due to the tax giveaways that Nevada gave him. And I certainly don't fault folks who were wanting to invest back into Nevada and our economic development in 2012. We were in a really tough time. But I see that the solution for our tough times, which we actually are embarking on right now, are more tax giveaways. It's a Hollywood sequel, and we know that this does not pan out. The Tesla giveaways has kept our community members in traffic. It has ensured that they can't afford daycare, and they can't also afford the housing. When I was knocking on doors this last campaign, I spoke to a woman who takes the van to the Tesla Gigafactory every day, and she has 3 children living in an apartment, told me this is the first year she will not go on a family vacation. She's barely able to make it, and she's very frustrated because she can't get home in time to be with her family. And so what I'd like to see is real investments in our infrastructure. And we were faced with recently on the RTC as a county commissioner representative, trying to find a way to get people out of this traffic. And a toll road was probably the most expedited way. We asked the legislature for that support. But when I'm looking at that and thinking, we're going to ask employees to pay to get to work when they're already struggling, something in me broke. And we've talked about this on this show. We know that Nevada is a low tax state. And I actually think we can stay a low tax state and still stay lean, efficient, lean on our nonprofit partners, our faith-based organizations. But we are so lean that we are facing major troubles. We cannot fix our streets. We cannot fund our schools. We cannot support our families in the way that we need to. And I'm seeing it on a local level. And when I'm talking to local officials throughout the state, we are not an anomaly in Washoe County. So I'm hoping this message will be something that people actually want to follow and will believe in. I think Nevada needs to reinvest in ourselves.
All right, so came up with a pretty big list there.
Yes.
So let's deal with a few.
Okay.
Let's start out with the Tesla. I think that the Tesla investment in Nevada, in northern Nevada, was a turning point for the economy. I don't know where northern Nevada would be if that had not happened, not so much because of Tesla on its own, but because it brought literally worldwide attention to the possibilities of relatively inexpensive land, relatively inexpensive power, and a fast ability to be able to develop your projects because of the work that Story County has done in expediting the process. The transferable tax credits are definitely something that are to be debated, but they were a big part of getting Tesla to move here. For those that don't understand this, Tesla didn't use all the tax credits. They sold a lot of them to gaming companies who used them to lower their taxes. So there's an argument definitely to be made there, and that's part of the argument over the movie studios, is that they will be getting transferable tax credits. Are they going to use them, or how's this going to work? But do you feel that Tesla made a big change in the way that Northern Nevada was viewed as a place for economic development, and wasn't that beneficial in the long run?
No question. Again, I don't fault the folks who made that decision. I am telling you that, like our moms told us, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that is what I'm seeing happen. And because Nevada has been our tax system has been so reliant on gaming and on tourism, we haven't actually, we need to look at a full tax overhaul, because there are so many loopholes that corporations are taking advantage of, buying up housing stock. We should tax them appropriately. They are displacing our community members. Same thing with new people coming into town. I'm so grateful that people want to come to Nevada, and it is a wonderful place to live, as you and I know, but people need to pay their fair share, and that is not happening when people are buying properties that are fully depreciated. I'm in a property that is fully depreciated, and that is unacceptable. We know the elephant is in the room. We know what the problem is. We know that property is where people's real wealth is, and we need to invest in Nevada again. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing it on a local level, and I'm actually very concerned for the welfare of the state and the future of this state, and no one is talking about this. And I have a platform. I actually think that people are very frustrated, and I'm hoping that this message will be something that people want to follow. But I feel an obligation to talk about the major issues that we are dealing with on a local level, but also I know this is a statewide crisis, and we're seeing this in even the ransomware issue on the state level. We have not invested in our state infrastructure in the way that we need to. We've got a skeleton crew, and I certainly do not fault state workers, but we really need to see how we can reinvest in ourselves. Nevadans deserve that.
You saw a huge investment in education, for example, not in this current session, but in the previous session. And it's billion-dollar figures. It's not, a couple of $100 million. Where would you like to see money invested, and where would that money come from?
Well, and I agree the per pupil funding did help some parts of Nevada. I think it's been a bit more difficult for more urban counties like Clark and Washoe County. We are not paying our teachers enough. Our schools are still overcrowded, and I'd like to see that we actually use that additional revenue from property tax, taxing people fairly, additionally taxing EV vehicles like the Amazon vans that we are seeing on the road, and really investing in our schools, because I'm not seeing that those investments are really paying off in the way that our schools are performing. And when I speak to community members, and I hear that frustration. And again, it's not on the teachers. It's just that we still are the lowest, we have the lowest per pupil investment in the United States in our education system. So we can do better. And there's actually a study that came out of the legislature this last session that said we need to invest $2 billion additional a year into our education system to keep up with our neighbors and to ensure that we have the best education system in the nation. We deserve that.
Well, you know that every legislative session, and it used to be $1 billion, we need $1 billion extra, and now it's jumped up to $2 billion extra. I don't know that there's ever a level where you say, okay, this is enough to get us to where we are. And I believe, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but I believe that we have moved up from being in last place to being closer to the middle of the pack as far as per pupil funding. And also the other argument that always comes up, and you know this, is results versus funding. And I don't think that we've had enough time in just the 2 years to see the effects of the money that was put into the system. So it'll be interesting to follow that.
Yes, I mean, I think that Nevada really needs to try to invest more, because we know that it will pay off. And I feel like what we continue to do to our educators is we are testing them on, the performance of the pupils when we are not giving them the resources that they need to succeed. And so speaking to teachers, they are very frustrated, and they want to see additional resources come into the schools, because it's still, we still are in the back of the pack. So we can argue about where that is,
Right.
and we'll look at that data. But yes, I think that we can do better. And I think that Nevadans actually are frustrated because we continue to do these tax giveaways. And again, I think that there's a balance. Tax giveaways can work when your tax structure is actually equitable and fair. And because we have not done a major tax overhaul in several decades, I think that this is the opportunity to do so, to reinvest into our state.
Okay, so I remember talking to a developer years ago about his housing project. And he said to me, the first people that come in, they get the best deal. And then the second people that come in to buy my houses, they don't get such a good deal, but they get a pretty good deal. By the time the third people come in to buy my houses, they're paying full price. So, if the Tesla deal is the first deal, then, I don't disagree that we should be looking and saying, okay, we're already on the road here, certainly in Northern Nevada. And it seems like things are really occurring in Southern Nevada as well in lots of different ways. So I'm not averse to what you're saying in terms of these transferable tax credits. Maybe if they weren't transferable, that might be a start right there, to where you get it because you're investing billions of dollars, but you don't get to sell it and make your business profitable whether you sell your product or not.
Right.
So that's one right there. With the schools, it seems that Washoe performs better than Clark because of the nature of Clark's situation, where the population is so transient, and they've always had more difficulties there. So when you do a statewide evaluation of education, it looks bad. But Washoe, I think, and would you agree that Washoe has done better?
Yes, but I think that there's opportunities for us to continue to do better, and we still have dropout rate issues, being proficient in reading and math at the grade level issues. But yes, of course, I am proud of Washoe's County School District. I am proud of, honestly, all of Nevada's different school districts. But I also think that Washoe is doing so well because we have chosen to invest in our schools. So we are putting over $1 billion into school infrastructure. Kids want to go to new schools. Kids want the technology. They deserve to be in schools that are not falling apart. And as you know, WC1 I believe has been a game changer, not just in, the look of schools, but actual performance of students. And Las Vegas does not have that same opportunity. And that is something we should look at as well, is to invest in inner city schools and to ensure that they have the most beautiful, state-of-the-art technology schools as well, like we do in Washoe County.
And I think Joan Ebert will be the canary in the coal mine
Yes.
to see if it's possible, because she is terrific. Let's take a break. We'll come back much more after this timeout.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers. fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
It's a good time to eat. It's a good time to play.
It's a good time to win.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Alexis Hill. She is running for governor in the Democratic primary against Aaron Ford, at least at this point in time. You were talking about roads and the road conditions in northern Nevada. Both Clark County and Washoe County have a road tax that goes up by inflation. I think, frankly, that we have pretty darn good roads in Washoe County.
Well, the frustrating part is that we can't keep up with building new roads. I agree with you that in Washoe, because of our gas tax, we are doing pretty well. However, we just had a Gwynn study done about how we keep up with the expenses of roads, and gas tax is not cutting it because all of our vehicles are becoming more fuel efficient and more people are moving to EVs, which is fabulous. I definitely agree that we should do that.
And that includes me, and we should be taxing EVs.
And I have an EV as well, and I agree we should be taxing EVs.
Not too high though, please.
Of course. But I do think that it's time to start looking at that, and that is another way that we can fund our infrastructure. And statewide, we know that the most dangerous roads are the state highways. These are the most dangerous roads that we have in all of our communities, and they're not able to invest. So with the widening of I-80 to the Tesla Gigafactory, if we're going to use that as an example, that is going to take several decades to do, and NDOT is going to be
It's going to take several decades.
I mean, I believe it will. They're in the design phase right now. But finding we have federal funds, which I'm very grateful we received. However, I think that they're not going to be enough to finish that. So that is why we as RTC were looking at that toll road.
All right, let's take another break and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm Attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes Hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Alexis Hill. She's running for governor against Aaron Ford in the primary. How much money do you think it's going to take to mount this primary campaign against the Attorney General?
Well, the last primary between Sisolak and Chris Giuliani, that was about 170,000 voters. And so that's about double what my district is, 100,000 voters in Washoe County. And so it will take anywhere from $1 million to $3 million to get through the primary.
Can you raise it?
I mean, I'm getting a lot of excitement. People are frustrated right now.
All right, that's where we have to leave it. Come back soon. And of course, the Attorney General is welcome anytime.
Wonderful.
He knows that.
Yes.
And we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com. You can always watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at nevadanewsmakers.com. Thanks for watching and listening.